Today I took Beeline to the vet to visit Dr. Paula Dupuy from Troy Veterinary Services, and I thought it would be a great idea to share with you some of the things I do with my puppies to help teach them to be more confident and happier in a veterinarian office. Also some things that I think are important to teach them so that later on as I continue to go to the vet, I have an easy time controlling her there and teaching her that it's not a scary place after all. I like to bring my puppy in and work some basic things like staying with me on a loose leash, paying attention, maybe some sits. If there is a crowded waiting room, then I often will choose to hold my puppy on my lap. This will prevent her from getting in the space of other people and also from her meeting dogs that I might not know. One of the things that you have to do each time you go to the vet is get your dog weighed. And my puppies tend to think that the weigh scale is the most fun part about visiting the vet. To teach them that, I often use food to teach them to get up and down off of the weigh scale, to teach them to sit, to teach them to lie down. So it becomes really fun, almost like a game to get on the weigh scale and get fed. When it's time to finally meet the vet, I make sure I'm armed with lots of tasty treats. That way, as my vet is touching my puppy, I can be randomly rewarding and keeping her calm and associating the vet's touch with getting rewarded. While we were there, we asked Dr. Paula for a couple examples of things that we could do with our puppies to help prepare them for their first vet visit.
Handling, so we're going to touch them everywhere. When we do an exam, we do a few things that some dogs don't like.
Yeah,
we check teeth always, right? And we're always checking mucous membrane color. So just being to be steady in your hands without being nippy or fearful, all of these things. And if they've never had, just even this move can be tricky for them, right? People often don't think about having to restrain them, and if they struggle, you let them go. Every time a puppy would struggle and you let them go, it teaches them that if I struggle, they're going to let me go. Absolutely. So we can't do things with a sick animal like draw blood or do procedures without restraining them. It's just not possible. And you don't want the dog to panic either. So learning to just have a gentle hold is really important, and especially some of the more fearful breeds. This can be a really frightening thing for them to have somebody else hold them. Yes. And it is necessary for us to do this for a lot of the things that we do. And see, she came away from you comfortably. Now, of course, everybody panics about the thermometer, but you know the thing I find that they dislike the most is the otoscope.
In the ears?
This is the procedure that puppies really dislike.
Interesting.
So touching their ears, and ear infections are so common in dogs. We see them all the time, especially in the retrievers and spaniels. And just being able to touch their ear and maybe just put your finger here so that this isn't something that's going to be foreign. So with a puppy, I will always first just do this so that they're, without actually putting it in the ear canal.
Just touching it?
Yeah. And then if they're allowing that, then we'll actually look down the ear canal where we see ear infections and things. But I find this is actually what is bothers them more than the thermometer. As far as taking their temperature goes, the main thing is that we do lift their tail. That's tricky in some of the tailless breeds, but that's the main thing we do. And so if they're used to that, they'll be able to handle the thermometer. And then the other part they don't like is their feet. Yes. So we often do pedicures and with the puppy visits, just so that they can practice having their nails done. But a lot of puppies will just, don't touch my feet. Just touching your puppy's feet, their ears, their mouth, and letting them be comfortable with being held are really important.
If you liked today's video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. We'd really like to thank Dr. Paula Dupuy from Troy Veterinary Services for talking with us today. Now, we have a lot more puppy videos coming your way in the next few weeks, including a few more things from Dr. Paula. If this is your first time visiting us, make sure you hit that subscribe button below. And in the meantime, happy training, and we'll see you soon.